Have you ever found an ancestor on FamilySearch but felt completely lost about what to do next? You're looking at a profile page filled with tabs and buttons and information, but you're not sure where to click or what it all means. Well, don't worry. You're not alone. Once you find that exciting ancestor's profile, knowing how to navigate it properly is the key to unlocking their entire life story. So today we'll walk through the most important sections of a FamilySearch profile. By the end of this video, you'll be confidently moving through any ancestor's profile like a pro, understanding what each section tells you, and knowing how to add new information when you find it. So grab a cup of coffee or tea, get comfortable, and let's dive into your family's past together. You can do it. I'll show you how. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. So let's just have a look around in FamilySearch and see how it's organized. And we're going to start today with the profile of Isabel MacDonald. She is someone in my family tree. And we can see here that we have her name at the top and her birth date in 1841 and her year of death in 1917. And then there's a number here, and this is very important. This is a random identifier that is given to every profile. So every profile you'll find this 7-digit letter number combination, and that's a way to identify the specific person in FamilySearch. There may be many people with the name Isabel MacDonald, but there's only one person with L6NB-1M8. So here I can look at my family tree. I can just click on that and it will open up the family tree and it will show me where Isabel is in the family tree. I can click this button and view my relationship. Let's just have a look. So, well, there's the tree and it shows the family tree there. And she is the wife of my second great-grand uncle. How about that? Okay, so now we can go here. This is a button. If you are interested in following this person in particular, you can just press this button. And if anybody else makes changes, then you will be notified. Now, there's a few tabs here. We're going to stick with the details at first, and you can see here we have the vitals, so the name, the birth, the death, and here we can see that there are 11 sources giving the name. That's a lot of sources. And the last person who changed this was Malcolm McKay on March 3rd, 2014. So if you want to change it, you can click the pencil, but obviously you would only do that if you had information about the name. Then we have sources here. We see that she's female, but there are some things that are not yet there. Christening and the burial details. So those are your basic vital information. There's other information. We're not going to look at that today. And then we come down here to family members. And so here's Isabel, and we see her identification number here, so we know who it is. And you'll notice that this is her family relationship. She married Duncan McQuarrie in 1868, and then they have these children. But over here on the right column, we have Isabel's parents and siblings. So Isabel is here, and you can see again, there's her ID number. And she was in a big family. Wow, that's a lot of children. And her parents were John MacDonald and Flora McQuarrie. Now that's interesting. Her mother's maiden name was the same as her married name. It was a small community in Cape Breton Island. They had all left Scotland and settled in Cape Breton. So there were a lot of MacDonalds and a lot of McQuarries in that community. Okay, so that's an overview of the details about Isabel MacDonald. Now let's go back up to the top, and we can see that there are a couple of other tabs here. The first tab says About, and you'll see that this just gives a summary, a brief life history, a timeline. If there were photos, they would be here. Family, and so on. All of this is just information that's gathered from the details in the profile, but it's sort of organized in a way that's a little bit more easy to look at. Now we're going to skip details. We were there a minute ago. Go to sources. And this is where you can attach source documents to the profile. And in this case, if we just look at the 1881 census, just pop that and it opens up. Now these documents are in the database of FamilySearch. They have a ton of documents. The original document is with the Library and Archives Canada, and you can actually go straight to the Library and Archives Canada and look up the document yourself. But in this case, it's been digitized and indexed by FamilySearch, by volunteers. And so we can even go here and view the original document, and it will open it up here. So here's the original document here, and we're just going to zoom right in at the bottom here, because here we have the last name, Macquarie, and the first name is Duncan. That's really interesting. It's the MC is after the Quarry, so it's Quarry Mick. I don't know why they did it that way, but that's the way the record is recorded. And here we have Isabella, female, 39. Now, interesting, this is Isabel MacDonald, and her married name is Macquarie. So maybe her proper name is Isabella. I don't know. I'd have to look into that a little bit more. But anyway, so this is the document. And all of the other details all work out. And of course, we've got 2 children here. And then this runs off the bottom of the page. So it's very likely that there are a few more children further down on the list. Anyway, you can see the record there. We're just going to go back. Now we're back in Isabel's profile. Anyway, you can see that this record, this document has already been attached to her profile. So there's vital records here. We've got marriage records. We've got probably some death certificates and other things as well. So yeah, Nova Scotia deaths. So there's a lot of information from these documents, and that really validates the details of Isabel's file. The next tab is Collaborate. There's nothing here, but you can add a note, or you can start a discussion with other people who are collaborating on this profile. Memories, again, there's nothing here, but if you had a photograph of a loved one, you could add it in Memories. And then finally, Timeline. Again, this is a summary of Isabel's life, and it includes, her birth, marriage, birth of children, and so on and so forth. And then all of the events are actually linked to a specific place, which in this case happens to be Cape Breton, Nova Scotia. Now, I'm going to go back to the details, and let's just go to Duncan, her husband. When you click the link, it opens this little pop-up window, and it gives you a brief summary, and you can choose to close that if you want. You can open this person, Duncan Macquarie, in My Family Tree, or you can open the person's profile. That's what we're going to do. So here's Duncan, and very similar. They're married, Isabel and Duncan. Here's Duncan's family, his parents, and two children in the family, which seems odd given that Isabel had and Duncan had so many children themselves. But here in this far right column, you'll see research help. And look at this. There's a help here that says Duncan Macquarie on the Find a Grave Index. So basically that means they found a record about Duncan. And if we click on this, it will tell us what that record is. And it seems, let's see, he died 2nd of October, 1904. And here we are. We've got the death date, 1904. This is the burial. It's at Port Hastings, which is consistent, and the Kirk Cemetery. And it includes a photograph. So if this is correct, and in this case, it seems all to be fine, then we go down here and click Review and Attach. And then we are presented with this window. And so basically you can think about this as here's the family tree, and here's Duncan, and all the details that we have so far. We have his birth, death, residence, his wife, and then children and so on. But what this is doing here is that we have this new record, which is Find a Grave, and here it is highlighted, and it says he was buried in Port Hastings. Do I want to add that in here? So we've got his death on 2nd of October, and here's the information about his burial. because I think it's correct, I'm going to click Add, and you see it shifts it over here. And so now that's been added to his profile. And I'm just going to type in here, the information appears to be correct. That's for the benefit of other people who may look at the same profile. So it is a match, and so we're going to click that to attach it. And now you can see that it's been added. Now, this source linker window opened in a new window, so I'm going to close that window and go back to Duncan. You'll see the research help has gone. And now, if we look up here, there's his burial. There's one source, and it was added by me on June 13th, 2025, which is when I recorded this video. So that's how you go about adding a new source. So there you have it. That's how you navigate around a FamilySearch profile. There's a lot of information, but with practice, you'll get the hang of it, for sure. So watch this channel for future FamilySearch videos, including why FamilySearch makes it difficult to delete a profile. Thanks for watching. Follow this channel if you like more videos on FamilySearch and other family tree software, and let me know in the comments if there's a specific question you'd like answered. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time on Family Tree 123.